Hey guys, this is Lost Worm, and you're watching The Worm's Turn, my channel of me gaming, well, doing gaming-related things. So, just want to say, if you liked the video, make sure to remember to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. If any of you have watched any of my videos before, then there will be some changes that I'll go over while I'm playing. Right now I'm going to be playing Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. I finished my Throne Breaker Witcher Tales playthrough about a couple of weeks ago. I'll be posting videos on that one for probably months to come. I'm gonna get started here, and maybe I'll have some gaps in the game to fill in the things I want to say. So, new game. I'm going to go with the real-time with pause option, just because I feel like the game's mechanics are balanced around that option. The turn-based mode doesn't have like attack speed. It just is changed with initiative. I'm gonna go with, which is just how early you act, so it kind of weakens things that would modify attack speed. I'm gonna go with Path of the Damned. I played Pillars of Eternity 1 on Path of the Damned, and for the most part, I didn't have too much trouble with it, except for at the beginning of the game, but at a certain point, it became pretty easy, even on Path of the Damned. So hopefully I won't regret this. I was trying to make a decision about... well, I'll talk about it in character creation. Oh yeah. Load times in this game are very long, so either I'm going to use those segments to talk, or I'm going to edit them out. I'm probably going to edit them out after this one, now that I've declared that I'm going to edit them out. It does give me a bit of an opportunity, though. Where's my opportunity over? As usual, another missed opportunity.
Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Do I need to click the button now? Nope.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. Maybe the gods weren't finished with us. came back. Will you forgive us? Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
If you hadn't played the first game, that would have made, like, no sense to you. Pretty sure, anyway.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
Nope, 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 nope. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Oh, I guess I'm not leaving. Can I run? Beat it up. Okay, nope. Okay. Let's just walk.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
A watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Oh, this is a nice area. Floating candles, floating rocks, floating platforms, disembodied souls. Can't talk to the dwarf? Oh, oh my gosh. You gone? Didn't even try to talk. Oh. Oh well. I'll never know what he has to say to me. Hey, there you are.
The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
What a friendly dwarf.
Sit. Please. Sit. Please.
Interact. Click on highlighted objects to interact with them. Each type of object has its own type of basic interaction. Doors will open or close, locked objects will be unlocked, items will be picked up, people in the world will speak with you, and enemies will be attacked.
Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in.
Cod Noir was a deer-wooden castle built over the ruins of the endless paths of Cod Noir. Considered cursed, few had ventured into its halls, and even fewer made any effort to hold the castle or the lands around it. You became the de facto leader of the castle after defeating its previous master, the Watcher called Mervald. As the Watcher of Cod Noir, you ruled the stronghold until it was destroyed by Eothas. The god of light occupied the Adra body of Meros Noir beneath the castle and pulled himself out of the ground, destroying it in the process.
A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Examine the cards to choose your legacy. I'm going to import my Pillars of Eternity 1 save. So the character I'll be playing in this game will be a character I played for a long time on a role-playing server in Neverwinter Nights.
Does everything appear to be in order?
Yes.
Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Barath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge.
Barath, god of death, cycles, doorways, mortality, and inevitability. The keeper of the cycle of life and death, Barath is thought to seek claim to the lives of those who have lived past their time. According to folklore, Barath is seen most often in the form of the Pallid Knight or the Usher, two skeletal characters who lead such people to their deaths by the way of challenge or trickery.
The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction. The gods offered you boons in exchange for resolving the Hollowborn crisis. What did you do with the souls?
That is what I did. I sided with Galawain, the god of the hunt, assassins, pursuit, wilderness, and predatory creatures, sometimes thought to take the form of a fur-clad hunter or a great hound. Galawain favors the survival of the strong and the culling of the weak. Strengthened the souls of the Deerwood. The Deerwood, a colonial nation founded by settlers from the Deer Empire. Following a series of conflicts with the Deer, the territory became independent in 2672 AI, and it is now ruled by a duke who is elected by 7 earls that oversee its earldoms.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
I spoke with the other gods in the Hall of Stars and pledged myself to them.
You did.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower with the gods' constellations arrayed around it in the sky. She places a card in the middle of the arrangement, a bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Eothas. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are.
Odnua was a powerful Angwethan tyrant. He went mad after the death of his son, Maros, because he knew there were no gods to ensure he would be properly reincarnated. He dedicated his life to carving a massive statue of his son out of living Adra with the intention of drawing Maros' soul out of the beyond by force. Odnua was defeated through the efforts of other Angwethan tyrants, who buried him with his work. In later centuries, colonists built a castle over the ruins and named it Cod Noir. Like the ruins themselves, Cod Noir was considered cursed. Eothas, god of rebirth, redemption, dawn, spring, and light, traditionally known as a man bearing a candle and wearing a silver crown, believed to have possessed the body of the Raidkarian farmer Weidwin during the Saints' War and being destroyed along Weidwin at the end of the war. He recently reformed his essence in the statue of Maros, Nua, beneath Cod Noir. In the process of pulling himself from the endless paths, he destroyed the castle and left the Watcher of Cod Noir at the brink of death.
Though Eothas stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between,
The in-between refers to the shadow world that souls briefly wander after death on their way to the beyond. It has been described as a hazy landscape, empty but for the glow of other souls, Adra, and Watchers. This is a space that Watchers peer into when they observe and speak to lost souls and soul fragments. Even the gods cannot reach it.
You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Adra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced Watcher to find him.
Why don't you just do it yourself?
Taking a physical form in Aora is fraught with peril. Most mortal minds and bodies are incapable of containing divine power. It can lead to problems, as Aethys learned not long ago.
Her armored hand gingerly places a card sideways on the table. It features a man with a burst of light instead of a head.
Well, I'd like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
I'll take the wheel. Then let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
We're just gonna start from scratch. Ilmarin is a man. Next. I played him as an elf, however in Neverwinter Nights he was a tiefling, and in D&D / Pathfinder he will be a tiefling as well. For those of you who don't know, Pillars of Eternity is very similar to the D&D rule set, or at least certain incarnations of it. I'll play a pale elf mostly because it has the color set I want for this character. So for aesthetic reasons. However, as a bonus of being a pale elf, I do gain resistance to burn and freeze damage. I'm going to go a single class. I did look at the multi-class options. Probably it would be more interesting, but I didn't feel that they represented the character very well. So Rogue. Resources Guile. Get some bluff, streetwise, stealth. These are the skills. Sleight of hand and mechanics. I don't want to preview the ability tree, I don't really care. I'm going to go with no subclass. I kind of took a look at them. I thought about doing Assassin, which grants you bonus basically offensive bonuses, penetration, accuracy, critical hit damage, when stealth or invisible. This seems like there aren't very many opportunities to become stealth or invisible during the game, and the subclass synergizes better with hard-hitting big weapons, which just doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't fit the archetype to me. I wish they had somehow implemented it so that, you know, it would work well with, be balanced with daggers and such. And I'm going to go with lighter weapons with this character, so I'm going with no subclass. I'm going to start with Crippling Strike. Escape does, from the looks of it. This is basically a blind playthrough, but I did take a quick glance at the classes and multi-class options to make sure I didn't build a character I didn't want to play. Crippling Strike is an offensive ability. Escape does chain into some later abilities that will be better, but not now. I don't need it yet. Okay. So I spent some time thinking about whether or not I wanted to play my character closer to what their stats should be role-playing wise, and in terms of translation from Neverwinter Nights to Pillars of Eternity 2. I think I'm going to go with the more role-playing side of things, even though I am playing on Path of the Damned, which is the hardest difficulty. Previous Pillars of Eternity, I did completely min-max my character to be completely focused on offensive capabilities. The one thing I have noticed about the game design that I don't like is the defensive stats don't synergize with each other very well. However, the offensive stats do. So might, dexterity, and perception all affect a different defensive stat. Might affects damage, as you would expect. Perception affects accuracy, which right here. and dexterity affects action speed. The problem with that is, when you compare them to the defensive stats, is you... How do I explain? A lot of you probably already realize this, but so if you're getting a damage bonus from might, each point, if you max out your might, each point of dexterity or perception increases your damage by a further percentage of the current base damage. So the higher your might, the more benefit you get from raising your dexterity or perception. And the higher your dexterity or perception and might, the more benefit you get from raising the other stat. Because everything just kind of multiplies together. They're all going to be, like, dexterity will be, your damage will be certain flat bonus per action, and then you'll get more actions which will multiply your damage, which would be multiplied by your accuracy, essentially, which is going to be a fraction, somewhere between 0 and 1, which will be increased by your perception. So they synergize well, and I don't know, they should have had them stand alone somehow, if they could have. Anyway, to make this more representative of my character, I am not going to go with the Constitution. I'll go... He's supposed to be very dexterous, so I'll go up to 16. He's not supposed to be that strong, but I will up his might. Perception, intellect. Okay, his resolve should be low. Resolve contributes towards... it doesn't tell me what it means flavor-wise, but I will assume that it's relative to, or similar to charisma, and I'll reduce it by 2. Like, I'll boost my might by 1. There. That's good enough for me. So, my character's from the Deadfire Archipelago. That's where the game will take place. He was previously a raider. Streetwise, getting these bonus to skills. Streetwise covers basic rules of survival one learns on the streets and back alleys of major cities. It includes urban readiness as well as appropriate etiquette for dealing with unsavory types. Athletics. Lets you climb and jump and stuff. Stealth lets you sneak. For weapon types, like I said, I'm going to go with smaller, lighter weapons. So I'm going to go with dagger and stiletto, and hopefully there'll be good weapons to choose from. Those categories. Where's a good portrait? I think there's already a character in the game with that portrait. I mean, Norman doesn't wear glasses. This is what I used in Pillars of Eternity 1, but doesn't seem quite as suitable. Alright, going with that. Hey, this is a character from that show I never watched. Well, I watched clips of it. Critical Role. Oh well, that's my portrait. Can I zoom out? Yes, okay. That one. All about the white and gray with this character. This is my default character for most role-playing games. If it's a sequel, I will set in the same timeline, but you're supposed to be playing a different character, I will change it up to some other character that I've played in some role-playing game like D&D, Pathfinder, Heavy Gear. Okay. I don't want a beard. No facial hair. This is not the right hair. It's gonna be the closest is... maybe this? That's gonna be the closest. Yeah. Voice.
After him! Yeah!
Oh yeah. Oh.
Here we go. Let's put an end to this.
Your kneecaps are so dead. Time to get my sneak on. I was born ready. I've always said I'm a leading man.
Somehow it always ends in bloodshed. I won't be gone long. May I assist? Oh, strong!
Be scanning.
I'll teach you a lesson. Bring them down. Keeping an eye out.
No.
Onward. Easy now.
Finish them to whispers and shadows.
shadows. Yes? I shall lead us. Silence around.
Shh. I'm here. I'm flattered.
Let's go.
Time to see and not be seen.
Eh?
I've got this. Quickly and quietly.
You're mine.
I'll go on ahead.
Ready when you are. I'll lead the way.
Oh, I don't want to go with Scanlan. Just because it's a character from
Let's go. Kill them all.
existing media.
Let us end. Stand together. You better run.
I don't like any of these voices. They're all way too rough
Let's go.
or masculine sounding.
Finish them.
Attack.
No prisoners.
Show them how.
Let us end this. Sharp eyes and I shall lead us.
Mystic it is. Pose. Not heroic. Hunched. When I was doing my testing to make sure my recording stuff was set up properly, I tried hunched. I really did not like it. In game. Sullen. Might be sullen. Oh, they're not loading yet. Ooh, erudite. So a fet. Sickly? I think I might do sickly. Oh, or drunk. I think I'm gonna do drunk. Or energetic. I don't really like the hands and hips for my character though. Savage. No, let's go drunk. What? You didn't import my name. Oh, right, I didn't import the character. Okay, I guess that'll be good enough. Oh boy, extra area effect. Let's go for it.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby.
I would never cross you, Miss Knight.
The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door. The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
Ooh, I zoomed out. Much better. There's a lot of walking here. A good opportunity for me to talk. Okay. I guess I should read that. Goosebumps rise on Adair's arms at your approach, but he seems unaware of your presence. You sense the steward's spirit in the bust, but she is unaware of you.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake?
Why do you keep me around?
How are you feeling?
Who are you? Alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
Yeah.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby.
How many times you can tell us that?
It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago.
The Deadfire archipelago marks the eastern edge of the known world, dominantly populated by island Amua, who make up the tribes Huana. The chain of hundreds of islands spans thousands of miles. The Deadfire contains myriad climates and biomes that are home to a bewildering array of creatures. The last century has brought ambitious colonial traders, explorers, and pirates to the Deadfire, but travel east of the archipelago is blocked by the destructive storms of Andra's border. Legends among the Huana speak of an ancient cataclysm that devastated their people thousands of years ago. Details of this event have been lost to time, but Huana storytellers claim that it has destroyed everything they had built, sinking even the greatest of their cities beneath the waves.
I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortunes brewing topside, Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Am I the captain or the master? I can't really be a captain if I'm asleep. Magran, goddess of war, fire, transformation, purification, consumption, and trials, patron goddess of the Deerwood, thought to have blessed the Godhammer bomb that destroyed Widewind and possibly Aethys.
Hengrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
All right, now make some use of it.
Tutorials, equipping items. If you click on an item in your inventory to pick it up, you can place it in any highlight slot to equip it. You can also double-click items to automatically equip them. Oh wow, my character screen, this pose looks a lot different. Whoa, I'm gonna fall! Alright. Armor rating 7. What's this? Versus damage type. I guess that's lower armor rating against those damage types. Recovery type plus 35%. I don't want that armor. I changed my mind. Take it off. Well, not that off. Alright.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
I know all about the pirates of Deadfire.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
We're not alone. We've got you for company. A surly, brutish-looking captain stands stiff-backed before his crew. He scowls as he assesses you, his hair whipping about his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
I have an alternative offer. I think I'll take your ship.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
The captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pitting you with a slow, murderous
Give her
grin.
up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody, and agonizing, sure. But at least it'd be quick.
That storm's pretty loud. You say you're surrendering? How strange.
Then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right?
Diplomatic. You have gained a reputation in a disposition. Dispositions represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations sometimes bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. To see icons for the effects of dialogue decisions on disposition, enable the show personality/reputation option in the difficulty settings. Maybe I should do that.
Aye, but the breeches are gonna be stitched from your skin. You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. It'll get you killed faster than any blade. Listen up, mates.
He cracks his neck as he addresses his
I'm
crew.
off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
Well, you wish for a parley? I'll parlay you in your grave! Yeah.
You heard, bandwidth.
Lay you in your grave. Yeah. Sounded better in my head. Characters with red selection circles are hostile to you. To attack an enemy with your currently equipped weapon, click their selection circle. You can also select the dagger button. Oh, this one. In the lower center of the screen to put the cursor into the attack state. This will allow you to attack anyone, even friendly characters. Game paused. I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, get a dare. Now you're flanked.
Defend the ship!
Oh, you're looking at me? Oh, you're dead. Oh, are you dead? No, you're not. You'll be dead soon enough. Alright, who's next? You're distracted. Let's get you. I want to be over here. Get you flanked. Let's hollow ya. I have to click. Alright. No, you made a mistake today, friend. No, I don't need to. Oh, get out of here. He's looking at you. This is unlike pirates. Shouldn't have attacked such a well-armed ship. I'm out of guile. Not really much left for me to do. Can I get up here? Guys, you're out of the way. Make way for the captain.
Storm's picking up! Take cover!
Oh, I have to read. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what Ilmern's voice actually sounds like because I've only ever really played him in text-based situations, so I don't have an idea what he sounds like. Figure it out later. You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce the sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. The Defiant is the ship purchased with the last of Cadnua's riches. It has borne you from the eastern reach to the Deadfire archipelago. Just then, a loose crate tumbles toward you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chichupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chichupek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage from Cadnua, your keep. I don't know who Chichupek is, but I do know that that crate's got valuables in it. You seize the crate just as it's about to tip into the roiling sea. It's heavy, but you manage to heave it back from the edge. As it thumps onto deck, you hear a fading scream and a splash. Chichupek is gone. There is no sign of him in the churning waves below. Meanwhile, the storm is nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Aelithis striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle toward the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you toward the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse.